announce to you the new site as well as the dates of the festival. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to holding the best event we've ever had in the history of Nyege Nyege. As you know, there's a lot of copycats nowadays, but that's also a great form of flattery. I'm glad to see that everybody is trying to follow in our footsteps, but this year we're really gonna bring it up to another level. Thanks to our partners, thanks to the community of Jinja, thanks to Busoga Kingdom, we're here together and ready to announce. The dates for this year's Nyege Nyege will be November 9th to November 12th, leading into obviously Monday morning, which counts as November 13th, but the official dates, November 9th to November 12th. The official venues are Source of the Nile, Nile Park, Showgrounds, Golf Course Hotel, and our partner hotel, Source of the Garden, Garden Source Hotel. And in terms of pricing, it is almost similar to last year, but there is a chance, I have to break it down to you, that we might be sold out this year. Despite the sort of engagement of the audiences, we just want to make sure that we have a number that we're all comfortable with security, comfortable with the venues. We don't want to go too far to what we can't handle. So I really advise you, for 1 week, we're going to have the diehard tickets. There's going to be, special prices, of course, for community residents, Jinja residents, Ugandan residents, and slightly different prices for our international guests. All of this is going to be available from today on. Check on information at www.nyegenyege.com. Follow our social media. The diehard price is going at 120,000. That is 30,000 shillings per day. If we compare to other events that are about 150,000 for a day, we really tried our level best, despite the price of life going up, to make sure that this is still a reasonable price and people have 3 months to save and hopefully come in good spirit and make it the best event of the year. So as you know, the Source of the Nile is a very important place for the whole world, I can say, as well as for the continent and for Uganda. And last year we moved the festival to Itanda upon the invitation of Itanda Falls, and because of the roads, it proved challenging, and we really had to think, like, where did we start? And I'd had a few calls from the mayor here besides me before that, and he had called me for, I guess, 2 years already, saying, but Derek, why don't you come to Jinja? We have the Source of the Nile. This is the most important, touristic and spiritual place in Uganda. Why don't you come back to us? And so this year we talked, we met, and we were welcomed with open arms. And we said, well, you know what? Why don't we go back to the Source of the Nile, to the source of what Nyege Nyege is about. It's about community, it's about creating jobs, it's about advertising Uganda to the rest of the world and showcasing some of the most exciting East African and African artists performing today. So it was really exciting. Moreover, we had different partners come together, Source Garden Hotel, where we are right now, the people at the showgrounds, the people at the golf course, the people at Nile Park. So, we got all these stakeholders together and said, let's organize this from the Source of the Nile. And I guess it's also very important, the aspect of community. This is going to be an edition that is going to be co-organized by every citizen of Jinja. That means that every hotel will be filled, every souvenir shops will make business, every restaurant will be filled. We will use, Jinja youth to volunteer for the festival, to work on site building, to work on security. It's going to be really a family affair. And when I first came to Uganda 12 years ago, I moved to Jinja. I was working on projects, social projects in Masese and Walukuba. And I've always had, a very strong love for the city. And it's really my happiness to also move back here for the next 3 months at least, to oversee all the production, all the operation, and make sure that, every Ugandan can be proud that this international event is hosted here. Every artist can benefit from the exposure and how, this is going to raise their international career, but also see money flowing into the pockets of Ugandans, of Jinja residents, so that, this is what a festival should be about. It's not just a party. It's also about, bringing positive things to the community. It's also about getting people excited and really trying to connect every dot so that we can party, but with a good reason. So I'm also really, really excited at the artists that we're going to bring to you this year. Today I've been told not to announce any names yet, but I can promise you big artists from Nigeria, from Brazil, from the UK, from South Africa, as well as, of course, some of our most promising Ugandan artists, some of the legends of Ugandan music, of East African music. Of course, there's going to be a great emphasis on traditional music. Uganda has over 54 tribes, and each of these tribes has a story to tell. Each of them have their music, have their culture, and this is something that we're really proud of, and that makes Uganda one of the most exciting countries on the planet because of this diversity. And this is a diversity we wish to continue to showcase, and we're extremely happy about it. In terms of decoration, the theme this year, Back to the Source, is also the name of the site. We've labeled it Nyege Nyege Wonderland. So expect a real fairy tale, expect, all your senses to be ignited. Initially, one of the main ideas behind Nyege Nyege was to showcase Ugandan artists that weren't getting enough recognition, both locally and internationally. And as we continue to work towards, fortifying our industry, our music industry, we found that a lot of young musicians are still not very well aware of what it takes to take your career to the next level, be it on promoting your music, distributing your music, earning from your royalties, touring internationally. There's a lot of these things that people need to know about. So this year, we've decided to add a sort of industry music conference components that will be open to the artists. We will invite the likes of Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Apple Music, a lot of the big players to come here and really try to motivate, but also inform, our musicians and the people in our industry. How do you become a booking agent? What does it take to become an artist manager? How do you distribute your music? These are all things that we need to do, because core to, the idea of Nyege Nyege is that the cultural economy is very important. Today there's 45 million Ugandans, there's a lot of young people, and there's a lot of talented young people. But now, if the talent is not nurtured enough, it goes to waste, and this is why, it's very important for us to see that we see more Ugandan films, more Ugandan photographers, painters, sculptors, designers, musicians, that are really able to profit from this economy, and that, we go beyond the simple drink that we have at the bar, but also, really support, our local artists. So I guess that's really important for us, and I'm really excited to launch this this first episode of Nyege Nyege Music Conference ahead of the festival. Then, my proudest achievements, I think, there's a couple of them, but when we talk about promoting Ugandan artists, today we've had about this year about 500 shows internationally. Ugandan artists play in Japan, they play in Australia, they play in Europe, they play in China, they play in the US. And that is really, a big pride, because that means that these artists are able to live from their music. Let me take the example of the Nachibembe Mbeire group. This is a giant xylophone that you see every year at the festival. It's played by 6 people, and it's here in Iganga. Well, for the first time this year, they were able to perform in Germany, able to perform in France, earn a living. When they go home, whatever they earn, it goes back into their village. It allows them to pay for school fees. It allows them to, purchase land and be more stable, and at the same time preserve their culture. So to mix the economics, the entertainment, with also the culture and being able to preserve our tradition, I think that's extremely, extremely important to us, and probably one of our greatest achievements. And I think secondly, the fact that you're all here today, and the amount of people that have been supporting us through trials and tribulations, it's also been, a great achievement, because, as a foreigner, it always takes time to sort of, integrate into society and understand, what's important in people's hearts and in people's minds, and be able to align to that, not to bring something that is foreign to them, but to see, what is it that you have, and that we can grow together. And by seeing, the amount of support that we've received, support from government, support from local stakeholders, support from the Kingdom of Busoga, that this is really Uganda's pride. And I'm really, really happy that we've been able to achieve this kind of unity. I feel like, as a country, it's very important to, go beyond our differences and see that, we're stronger together. So thank you very much.
As Talent Africa, we're super excited to launch the new season of Nyege Nyege. To be managing and producing this event is it takes a while, a lot of preparation, a lot of planning, and we're excited to get that going on again. We've been doing it for a few months, and just excited to be able to announce the festival is happening today, and and start promoting it as we look forward to the festival happening in November.
Right. I like your cap. Are they online? Can people buy some?
They're available at the festival.
They're available at the festival.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. As a talent manager or as Talent Africa, how does it feel to to be a part of East Africa's leading festival, not only this year but over the years?
Yeah, we've been partnering with the festival for 7 years now. It's been great, working together with the Nyege Nyege team and all the partners, UBL, and all the other partners who've been there along the way. It's been quite a journey, and we're excited to start this new journey right here at the source of the River Nile in Jinja, together with the city of Jinja and the Busoga Kingdom. We're excited. Yeah, we're just really looking forward to this new site, Nyege Wonderland. It's amazing.
Yes.
It's huge. It's probably about 50, 60 acres. It includes the Jinja Showgrounds, the golf club, Nile Park, and of course the tourism destination, the source of the Nile. It's going to be amazing. Thousands of people are going to get a chance to visit the source of the Nile and Jinja as one of Uganda's premier tourism destinations.
Can you tell us about the decision to move Nyege Nyege from Itanda Falls? And I know we've done a couple of trips. We've even done a virtual concert before, a virtual Nyege Nyege. So why do we come back to the source?
I think Derek already touched on that. Itanda Falls is an amazing venue, and it's just the accessibility was a bit of a challenge in accommodation. But I think all in all, it's a great place, and we would love to go back there, in the future. But right now, we're here in Jinja. There's enough rooms for thousands of people. It's very accessible. People can easily come from Kampala, Nairobi, Mbale, anywhere. It's very central, and Jinja has a lot to offer in terms of tourism during and things to do besides the festival. So people can come here and have make a whole weekend out of it, and it'd be an amazing time. We've been producing the festival for 7 years, so we do know the logistics that are involved, bringing together a big site. Of course, teamwork makes the dream work. We work closely with all the different, UBL brands and agencies, the police, the RCC, the city. Everyone comes together, and this is it's a community event. Everyone's going to come together and make this great. Of course, there's a lot of planning and execution. We'll be coming to Jinja every week, or more often for the next few months leading up to the festival. Team meetings, basically all the usual stuff that we do behind the scenes to manage an event.
Mm-hmm. Uganda Breweries has been a long-term sponsor of the Nyege Nyege Festival, and I also know that you are the title sponsors as well. How has this partnership evolved over the years, and how does it align with UBL's marketing and community engagement strategies?
Thank you for that question, and very well put. We have been part of Nyege Nyege as a festival since about 2017, 2016,
Whoa.
Perhaps even longer than I thought. We initially jumped on board as beverage sponsors, and along the way we have evolved our participation, not only in terms of sponsorship, but also activation, contribution, and so on, to the point where we're at today, where we're lead sponsors. This came through last year, where we took on title sponsors for a period of 3 years. That goes a long way to speak to the belief we have in the festival, the organizers, our fellow partners, and most recently the Jinja City that has currently come on board. I think our testament is the presence of the Lord Mayor, the RCC, and his officials. As Uganda Breweries Limited, and indeed as Diageo, our parent company, our purpose is to celebrate life every day and everywhere. Contrary to popular belief, it's not just celebrating life in areas of entertainment, but holistically celebrating life with everybody everywhere. And Derek has done a good job at unpacking just how wholesome this festival is in bringing great entertainment value for the revelers, but also creating opportunities for community, for industry. As you can see, the benefits that we get every single year from tourism. So we believe that it's very much aligned with what we stand for as Uganda Breweries Limited.
Hosting Nyege Nyege Festival in Jinja is a significant opportunity for the city. How do you ensure, or how do you envision the festival contributing to the local economy and, you know, tourism in the region?
Well, thank you very much. My name is Kasolo Peter Alton, the mayor of Jinja City. I think you can see I'm feeling the vibe of Nyege Nyege. I'm so happy that this time around I'm part of this whole arrangement because I've been a revealer in the past Nyege Nyege whatever. From the time it started at the Nile, the other side, you know, I've been praying that it crosses and come to Jinja. I'm so happy that as a mayor, I now have the vibe fully under my control. And as Jinja City Council, when you talk about the economy, each one of us, you know what it means. This is an opportunity to come to the people because Nyege Nyege pulls a big number of population that come to Jinja. Most so international revealers coming from all over the world coming to Jinja. So it is a very big opportunity for our people. And this is a platform where I should take an opportunity to call upon every person living in Jinja to take advantage of this kind of gathering that is coming to Jinja. The hotel business, the food industry, the manufacturers, the border guys, and everyone who is actually attached to the business touch. So the coming of Nyege Nyege is really an opportunity to me that it's gonna keep us busy throughout the time we will be around, and I'm really feeling the vibe. I'm really feeling the vibe as the mayor.
Yes, we're also glad to have the speaker of the council here. So in a second we get to talk to him. But from the mayor to people coming to Jinja, what would you say to the people that are coming to Jinja for the very first time?
One, I want to assure the people coming to Jinja that you're coming to the most safest place in the world. Apparently you're coming to the source of life in the world. Because when you talk about Jinja City, you're talking about the source of the Nile. For those who have read about the Nile, you know how many countries these waters are flowing and crossing and the life it is giving. Apparently, Jinja City is a mother of life to I don't know how many millions of people in Africa and the world, because this water is going into the Mediterranean Sea, which is actually spreading all over the other parts of the world. So whoever is coming, you're coming to the source of the Nile. Apparently, I want to urge everyone to come with at least a bottle, a jerry can, to come and at least pick some water from the source where it comes from. And of course, you're going to enjoy the other facilities that we have. You know, when you talk about Jinja, you're talking about the Uganda's tourism destination. Apparently, very many areas across the country where we have those other tourism destinations, fine, they have struggled, but Jinja is God-given. The source. When you come to Uganda, apparently, even our traditional song, the anthem of Busoga, when you come to Uganda and you don't reach Jinja, seriously, you've not reached Uganda. So, whoever is coming to enjoy Nyege Nyege, you're coming to meet nice people. The Basoga are the most polite people in the world, so loving. You're coming to meet beautiful ladies. You're coming to meet handsome guys like Kasolo and the others. You know, we are here for you, and we are so welcoming. The city is safe. We are new in making, and we are here to welcome everybody. Apparently, it's an opportunity that you've given us. When Ali came with his group, actually telling me about the coming of Nyege Nyege to Jinja City, they were led by the speaker. I was like, Nyege Nyege, I can't discuss. I just have to grant permission because it's an opportunity. By the way, when I travel, I've traveled to some countries. Whenever I stand up to address people there, I've carried Nyege Nyege as part of my name. I say I'm the mayor of Jinja, I'm the mayor of Nyege Nyege land, I'm the, you know, mayor of this kind of beautiful whatever sceneries. So it is an opportunity that we have it this time at the source of the Nile. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mayor.
Okay.
I can know why you are the mayor of the place. You talk very well of it, rightfully. Thank you so much.
My name is Bernard Mbayo. Substantively, I am the speaker of this historical city. When we began to work with Talent Africa to bring Nyege Nyege here, from the word go, I was positive that this was going to work, because many of you will understand that Jinja was probably the biggest industrial hub of this wonderful country. As time went by, we have agreed as a leadership to refocus Jinja as the #1 tourism city of this country. Now, that said and done, Nyege Nyege, of course, comes in handy to try and fulfill our dream. I am extremely excited that the kingdom is part of this. I am excited that Uganda Breweries, as a beverage manufacturer, is part of this. I therefore sat down with my mayor to insist that we had to do everything possible to bring Nyege Nyege here. Now, we all understand that this year's, or what makes this year's event a bit unique, is that Jinja City Council is the host. Our relationship moves away from the kind of relationship where we, Talent Africa or Nyege Nyege comes and hires a venue, we give it to them and they go away. Ours is a partnership. We agreed that we would partner and coordinate all the other venues. Many of you will understand that I am the speaker, but also a senior member of the golf club, and therefore we needed to have a couple of discussions as a senior golfer to ensure that the golfers would be convinced to let go of the golf course for those days to host this event. That we have achieved. We also understand that the showground is Jinja City Council land. 17 acres of this land is Jinja City Council land, and we therefore also had to have deep discussions with the showground to allow us to use these premises. Source of the Nile Gardens is a part of this, and we are happy that many other places have come on board.
Kodeo, Mama Nyege Nyege, I can feel the vibe. I want to welcome you all. I'm Helen Namtamba. I'm Princess Helen Namtamba, the daughter of the land. We welcome you to Busoga. The Ministry of Tourism and Heritage is delighted to welcome and host the anticipated Nyege Nyege 2023 in Jinja City. I want to thank the media community of fraternity. You did a great job. You have done a great job ever since Nyege Nyege started here. If it was not for you, the media, putting out the positive communication about this project, I don't think we would be here standing. But I want to thank you very much. Maybe our moderator,
Yes, please.
you would allow me walk through the media, the journey that me as Minister for Tourism on behalf of the Kingdom, the journey we have walked with them.
Yes, please.
We walked a journey when they were still across, but still Busoga Kingdom was part of Nyege Nyege. These are my brothers, Albais, you know, they're my brothers, my sons, you know. We've gone through all the good vibes, you know, with the vibe, whatever comes, it's a vibe. So economically, Nyege Nyege has been so a catalyst for the local development, both in Busoga and then across the other side. Our people have really benefited. For example, the locals, why sometimes you see us coming up to raise up our energies, you know, we stand up for Nyege Nyege. It's because of the locals who cannot stand here and speak for themselves. For example, for the last years, the border-borders, especially the transporters, most of them came up and really gave testimonies. They cleared their border loans. Most of them, they constructed their houses. They paid school fees for their children. Last year, there's some house media, Monitor, I think, took a picture, story of a lady who was selling enswa, the white ant. And that lady really confirmed that he had never paid rent and school fees. But you know, he sold one basin and got lots of money. So culturally, this Nyege Nyege has really exposed Busoga's culture to the national scene. And this year I want to confirm to Maiva Soga that the Chabazinga requested and directed that we should get a stage that is dedicated to the Basoga artists and the local performers. So this year, as part of the organizing team, I want to confirm to the Basoga artists that you'll have your own stage. You'll have a platform where all the cultural dancers and troops that will be able to showcase, because this has come home. Let us give them the best. Even other cultural groups coming across the country will have to show them that indeed they are at the source. You know, our king, sometimes we call him King of the Nile. When you're outside Uganda and you tag him and say, I'm from Uganda, from Busoga Kingdom, and our king is King of the Nile. So you've come to a region where people are so kind and so welcoming.